Wells Park has really been part of the 47th Ward for many, many years, and the commitment that all of us made is to rebuild on Arbor Day. This is a beautiful day on Arbor Day. Thank God the sun is shining. We have to thank someone for that. But Wells has been the community anchor. As you look around with all the new changes that have gone on for a lot of time, and the collaboration, as Gene points out, the city, the state, even the federal government, non-for-profits, for-profit organizations, all coming together to improve the quality of life. And you need people to come together. You just can't have one person think they can do everything, but you need a cooperative fashion of block clubs and community organizations to really build, and that's what Wells Park has stood for, a wonderful park that really created a great environment of families and seniors all coming together to enjoy recreation, nature, all that goes involved in this wonderful park. And I want to thank Tim Mitchell, Chicago Park District. And I've had the privilege of representing all of you since 1989 for 22 years, working with Gene on behalf of this great community. And to improve the community with all cooperation, whether it's the county, whether it's state or federal government, and bring business and non-for-profits together. And to me, that's what it's all about. It's all about the execution of vision. You just can't, you can talk about vision, but you have to execute it. I just left Northside Prep, Arbor Day. We had beekeepers there. We had training pleas. We had Green Corps there. We talked about all how important the environment is, how many trees we planted, how many acres that would be, how much pollution we've taken out of the air, how much stormwater we saved. And so it was really a great day for the high students there. And that's a wonderful, one of the best schools in the state of Illinois. And let's thank all those that have been involved. One of the things in the Park District has always been to improve the ADA accessibility for people with disabilities, and that's one thing not only here in parks, over 21 parks have improved that, but all over the city. That's one thing we've done is improve the accessibility for people with disabilities in the buildings, in sidewalks, everything, and to improve that for children and adults alike, which I think is really important. Remediation and building more parks and open space. And Bloomingdale and 32nd Ward, 1800 North Ashland, acquiring land. Sometimes you can't, you want to acquire it because in some it's been highly residential, and so you want to take small pieces of property, and that's what we've done all over the city. And of course, the river is really important to become a great asset. Before it was a liability, and now everybody talks about the Chicago River and how important it is with the river walks all along there, the accessibility that we have built, the launches for canoeing and other activities. Who would ever think 25 or 20 years ago that we were really talking about the great asset is the Chicago River, which it is. It's really part of this great Great Lakes system. It's one of the great tributaries, and that's one thing we have done. A number of years ago when we had the flood downtown, we realized how clean the water was and how much fish was in that river. You know, everybody thought, oh my gosh, you can't do that. That's one thing we found out. We had a small, like a little submarine come in and basically went along the walls downtown and taking pictures. Then they found out there were like 34 variety of fish in the Chicago River, which we're very, very proud of. And also the idea of making the river part of a community. Rivers throughout the world has always been the dumping grounds. We've learned from the industrialization that was the greatest mistake we made. And now that's why we're remediation of all the rivers, especially the Chicago River and its tributaries. Campus parks are important, you know that, and play lots. We have to make our schools more accessible in regard to greenery, more in regards to play lots, get rid of the asphalt and the concrete, and that's what you've done continually in this ward. At the same time, in the Chicago Public Schools that participate in planting gardens and vegetables and taking care of the trees. They are the tree keepers, and that's one thing we have provided the schools to say you have to take ownership of your building in the surrounding communities, making sure that the students understand how important the environment is. And of course, the American Indian Center that Gene has been so strong in working with about them, how they protected the environment and what we can do together. Oscar Mayer School is home to beautiful gardens and East Building Vegetable Garden, and we're showing people what you can do in regards to your own backyard and how basically healthy organic growing is the key for another generation of healthiness. One thing I've always believed, we built over almost 60 new libraries in the city city of Chicago. Bucktown Wicker Park branch, Lincoln Belmont branch, Independence branch library, renovating the Sulzer Regional branch library. Libraries are part of the education environment. It's a culture of learning in your home, in your places of worship, in your community, and even in the school as well. You need a library, and those are free, open 6 days a week. So every child should be able to read, and every adult should be able to read, because we have the free libraries in the city of Chicago. And if you take advantage of that, we don't have to talk about another generation of children that we lost. And also the Milwaukee Avenue Historic District, Dover's Street District, buildings such as Sandberg House, Marshall Field Trust and Savings Bank. We look at historical buildings and think how we can protect them and be part of a community. You know, people want to talk about rebuilding everything, but also you take historic buildings, you renovate those, and they really become part. They keep the same character of the community. At the same time, renovating inside so you can be environmentally friendly, which is really important. The senior development, they've been in the forefront. The Renaissance St. Luke's, which has really provided great help and assistance to seniors, independent living, North Center Senior Campus, North Center Senior Apartments, Bell Plain Commons, supportive housing, which we've had all over the north side, because we'll be judged how well we take care of our children and how well we take care of our seniors, and that's all been part of it. Affordable housing for affordable condos and market rate development are really important, because people own the condos have lost the value, and we have to be able to substantiate that to keep the value, and that's why we give assistance to people to move in as quickly as possible. The city has spent a huge amount of money in household chemical and computer recycling in the 32nd Ward. We spent over $4 million. We have ex-offenders really working with hazardous materials and recycled electronics. It's a wonderful program, and they go out on weekends, and we have different drives so people can take their chemical waste, and especially paint and other things, all the cans, instead of throwing them in the garbage. And also the idea of other things, electronic things as well, that we can recycle. And we put these people back to work, which is one of the great programs in the city of Chicago. It's amazing how much food people need in this recession. And the Chicago Food Depository has branches all over the city and metropolitan area. It's on the southwest side. We work very closely with them. Farmers Market is a great concept, not only at Lincoln Square, but all over the city, to bring organic farmers into the city, which is really important, to give them an opportunity for people to have a better quality of vegetables and fruits and things like that, which are really important. As you know, we have many of them, and of course the Old Town School of Folk Music. What can we say about that? Let's give them a round of applause. A great assistance, and it's amazing what they've accomplished and the energy they've provided. It's really proud of us. The artists are people that we should really respect. Those are the people who have a huge impact upon all of us, present in the past, present in the future. So artists that we should always cherish and kind of worship in ways that make us provide a better quality of life and society for all of us. We've generated about $87 million in tax increment finance. You heard more about TIF than anyone else, but just think, it's only the economic arm the city has. The federal government doesn't give any money, or state or county. This is an economic arm to rebuild communities, schools, parks, businesses, cultural centers. All those things go in. If we didn't have these things, Gene knows that, we would not be talking about many things that we've accomplished. The Wrigley Innovation Center near North Side employs over 150 people. It's amazing, and that's an environmentally friendly facility. The Kendall College building, Culinary College, has been a great expansion. We expanded Clark Park on the north side of the city of Chicago. Black Ensemble Group, which Gene was really part of, rebuilding that facility. And of course, sidewalks, bridges, improvements, North Avenue Bridge, Cherry Street Bridge, these are all places in the city. The tax increment financing also gives money to small businesses. They'll come in, see the alderman, and say, I have to fix my roof, I have to fix my windows, I can't get a loan, I don't have enough money coming in. And basically, it's a great program for commercial and industrial properties in the city of Chicago. We almost have 50 small business grants in these wards that help small businesses that can't basically go out and get a loan, and that's very important for us. TIF also works to rehire and train people. A lot of companies say, I'm not going to retrain people, I don't have enough money. Howe Corporation manufactures refrigerated equipment. $60,000 went to them. They helped train 24 employees. And that money made a difference of $60,000 to them. Those are the small things that keep people working, training them for the new process in many of the businesses that we have. Of course, public transportation, the CTA, the Brown Line, has been completed and renovated 18 Brown Line stations. The Blue Line between Addison and O'Hare, the slow zones, we have rebuilt that going to and from O'Hare Field. But most of all, I'm a big biker, so I like bikes. I love biking. So 24 miles of new bike lanes we think have to be. We're looking at alternative ways of really kind of protecting the bike lanes. You get that little spot that between the cars. It's kind of not a good environment. So we're trying to figure out how we can really do a separate bike lane in many of the streets so that would be fully protected for all the bikers and their safety. CAPS is very important, block clubs and community organizations that truly make up the city. It isn't, one person, it's a lot of people that make up the city. And the energy of this city comes from two reasons. First of all, we've always had immigrants in our city. That energy itself is amazing. The other day I was on Belmont Avenue. I met a man who came over here 14 years ago from Turkey. He employs 150 people in the textile industry. He said he has 24 ethnic groups in the plant. He said it's the best quality workforce that anybody can have. He has a plant in China. And he tells how well we're producing right here in Chicago in America. So we can do it. He says it's a specialized textile industry. They make all the drapes and everything else, and he ships them all over the world right from Chicago. So the energy of the immigrant community and the amount of younger people have moved to Chicago all over this country who said, I want to make Chicago my home. You put those two together, then you always have energy for the city and for the future. And that's what Chicago, we respect the past, we live in the present, but most importantly, the future is always brighter, much brighter than we think it can be, because another generation of these young people here will be standing here here someday, will be out in the audience and saying how well they have moved the city forward. And you have to believe in another generation of young people, which I do. I thank you for the great honor of serving you for 22 years. I thank you for the commitment that all of you have made into our city, to our schools, to the environment, and yes, to the quality of life. God bless you and thank you.